Jeffrey, a successful businessman in his late 40s, lived a seemingly perfect life with his wife Tammy. She was 42, a stay-at-home wife who prided herself on maintaining her figure and beauty, often at the expense of their family plans. They had no children, a decision Tammy made early in their marriage. Recently, Jeffrey noticed subtle changes in Tammy's behavior. She became more secretive, spending excessive time on her appearance and frequently forgetting to answer his calls. At first, Jeffrey dismissed these changes as mere quirks, but his intuition nagged at him. Something was off, and he needed to find out what. One evening, while reviewing some work documents at home, Jeffrey heard Tammy talking on the phone in hushed tones. Her laughter and affectionate language were unsettling. Jeffrey's heart sank as he realized these were not words meant for him. He knew he had to investigate further. Jeffrey's suspicion grew stronger by the day. He began observing Tammy more closely, noticing how she would often smile at her phone or abruptly leave the room to take a call. Determined to uncover the truth, Jeffrey decided to look through Tammy's phone when she was in the shower. His hands trembled as he scrolled through her messages. His worst fears were confirmed when he found texts from his younger brother Scott, 35, filled with flirtation and intimate plans. The betrayal cut deep, and Jeffrey felt a mix of anger and heartbreak. He knew he had to confront them, but he needed solid evidence. Jeffrey started recording Tammy's late-night calls and tracking her movements. He discovered that Tammy and Scott had been meeting regularly at a hotel downtown. The betrayal stung even more knowing it was his own brother involved in this deceit. Jeffrey planned a business trip to New York, hoping the time away would give him a chance to clear his head. However, fate had other plans. His flight was canceled due to severe weather, and Jeffrey decided to return home, seeing it as an opportunity to confront the situation head-on. He didn't inform Tammy of his return, wanting to catch her off guard. As he drove home, a storm of emotions brewed within him. He rehearsed various scenarios in his mind, preparing himself for the confrontation that awaited him. Arriving home, Jeffrey entered quietly. The house was unusually silent, and he made his way upstairs to their bedroom. What he saw next was a scene that would be etched in his memory forever. Tammy and Scott were in the middle of a passionate act, oblivious to his presence. "OMG, babes, what the hell are you doing here?" Tammy exclaimed, her face turning pale with shock. Jeffrey's heart pounded with a mix of rage and disbelief. Tammy's casual response infuriated him further. "Your brother asked this as his birthday gift, and I couldn't say no. It's your brother, right? What's wrong?" The fury that overtook Jeffrey was unimaginable. Without thinking, he grabbed their clothes and threw them out of the window. "Get out, both of you, now," he yelled. Tammy and Scott had no choice but to run out of the house without any clothes. The neighbors, drawn by the commotion, watched in shock and amusement as the two scampered down the street, covering themselves as best they could. The public humiliation was intense. Tammy and Scott's desperate attempts to cover themselves were met with laughter and mockery from the onlookers. It was a scene that quickly spread through their social circle, adding another layer of disgrace to their actions. The fallout was swift. Tammy's infidelity was now public knowledge, and Jeffrey wasted no time filing for divorce. He presented the evidence he had gathered, including the texts and recordings, ensuring the court ruled in his favor. Tammy was left with almost nothing, losing the house and most of their shared assets. Meanwhile, Scott's wife found out about the affair and immediately filed for divorce. She took their children and a significant portion of their assets, leaving Scott with a tarnished reputation and a fractured family. His career also took a hit as the scandal became known at his workplace. Years passed, and Jeffrey rebuilt his life. He found love again with a supportive woman who brought happiness and stability into his life. They married, and Jeffrey thrived both personally and professionally. His new wife was everything Tammy was not: caring, loyal, and understanding. Jeffrey's success and happiness were evident to all, contrasting sharply with the downward spiral Tammy found herself in. Tammy, now suffering from a severe skin disease, faced the consequences of her choices. Her beauty faded, and with it, her social standing. She struggled to make ends meet, and her once vibrant social life dwindled to nothing. One day, Jeffrey and his new wife attended a social event. As they mingled with the guests, Jeffrey noticed a familiar face in the crowd. It was Tammy, but she was barely recognizable. The years had not been kind to her. Her once radiant skin was now marred by the disease, and she appeared frail and aged. Tammy spotted Jeffrey and his wife, her eyes welling up with tears. The stark contrast between their lives was undeniable. Jeffrey's heart felt a pang of pity, but he also felt vindicated. Tammy approached them, her voice trembling. "Jeffrey, can we talk?" she asked, her eyes pleading. Jeffrey agreed to speak with Tammy, though he kept a respectful distance. Tammy poured out her heart, expressing regret and seeking forgiveness. She explained how her life had fallen apart, and she was now alone and struggling. "I made terrible mistakes, Jeffrey. I lost everything, including you. I just want to say I'm sorry," Tammy sobbed. Jeffrey listened, his emotions a mix of compassion and vindication. He offered her a brief moment of compassion, acknowledging her apology but making it clear that he had moved on. Scott's life had also taken a turn for the worse. Divorced and estranged from his children, he faced financial difficulties and struggled to maintain a stable job. The scandal had left a permanent mark on his professional reputation, and he found it hard to rebuild. At the same social event, Scott appeared, looking equally worn down by life. He saw Jeffrey and approached him hesitantly. "Jeffrey, I just want to apologize for everything. I've paid a heavy price for my mistakes," Scott said, his voice filled with remorse. Jeffrey looked at Scott and saw a man who had been broken by his own actions. While the betrayal still stung, Jeffrey felt a sense of closure. He accepted Scott's apology but made it clear that forgiveness did not mean forgetting. "We all make choices, Scott. Some of us learn from them, and some of us don't. I hope you've learned," Jeffrey said, turning away to rejoin his wife. The event marked a turning point for Jeffrey. He realized that while the past could not be changed, he had the power to shape his future. Surrounded by supportive friends and a loving wife, Jeffrey felt a renewed sense of purpose. Tammy and Scott, on the other hand, faced the reality of their choices. They were left to navigate the consequences of their actions, reflecting on the paths that led them to their current state. Jeffrey's new life was a testament to resilience and the power of moving on. He had faced betrayal and heartbreak, but emerged stronger and wiser. His journey was a reminder that while trust could be shattered, it could also be rebuilt with the right people. As Jeffrey and his wife left the event, he glanced back one last time. Tammy and Scott stood alone, shadows of their former selves. The sight reinforced his belief in the importance of integrity and the impact of one's choices. With his new wife by his side, Jeffrey embraced the future. They built a life filled with love, respect, and mutual support. Jeffrey's experiences had taught him the value of true partnership, and he was determined to cherish it. Tammy and Scott's story served as a cautionary tale for those who took trust for granted. Their downfall was a stark reminder of the consequences of betrayal and the importance of making amends. Jeffrey and his wife continued to thrive, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They faced challenges together, supporting each other through thick and thin. Their love story was a testament to the power of second chances and the possibility of finding happiness after heartbreak. As they looked towards the future, Jeffrey felt grateful for the lessons he had learned. He had overcome betrayal, rebuilt his life, and found true happiness. And in the end, that was the best revenge of all. As Jeffrey's new relationship flourished, he found himself often reflecting on the importance of trust. His past experiences had left scars, but his new wife helped him heal. They worked together to build a foundation of openness and honesty, ensuring that their bond was unbreakable. Jeffrey shared his story with his new wife, detailing the betrayal and heartache he had endured. She listened with empathy and understanding, providing him with the support he needed to move forward. Their commitment to each other deepened, and Jeffrey felt more secure than ever. Jeffrey's personal life wasn't the only area where he experienced growth. Professionally, he continued to excel, using his business acumen to expand his company. His resilience and determination became an inspiration to his colleagues and employees. One day, Jeffrey was invited to speak at a prestigious business conference. He shared his journey, highlighting the importance of integrity, perseverance, and the ability to bounce back from adversity. His story resonated with many, earning him respect and admiration within the industry. With his life back on track, Jeffrey decided to give back to the community. He and his wife became involved in various charitable organizations, focusing on helping those in need. They supported programs for underprivileged children, healthcare initiatives, and local businesses. Their efforts did not go unnoticed. Jeffrey and his wife were recognized for their contributions and received numerous awards for their philanthropic work. They used their platform to advocate for causes close to their hearts, making a positive impact on countless lives. One evening, while attending a charity gala, Jeffrey and his wife unexpectedly ran into Scott's ex-wife. She had rebuilt her life as well, becoming a successful entrepreneur and a devoted mother. Their encounter was cordial, and they shared updates on their lives. Scott's ex-wife expressed her gratitude for Jeffrey's role in helping her move on. She explained how she had found strength in his story and used it as motivation to create a better future for herself and her children. Their conversation was a poignant reminder of the interconnectedness of their journeys. Meanwhile, Tammy's life continued to spiral downward. Her skin disease worsened, and she faced significant financial difficulties. With no support system, she struggled to make ends meet and often felt isolated and alone. Desperate for help, Tammy reached out to old friends and family, but many had distanced themselves due to her past actions. Her health deteriorated further, and she found herself seeking medical assistance from public clinics. The harsh reality of her choices weighed heavily on her. Scott, too, faced challenges but decided to take a different path. After hitting rock bottom, he sought therapy and worked to understand his past behavior. Determined to make amends, he reached out to his ex-wife and children, seeking forgiveness and a chance to rebuild their relationships. It was a long and difficult process, but Scott's sincerity eventually won over his family. He dedicated himself to being a better father and partner, slowly regaining their trust. His journey towards redemption was fraught with obstacles, but he persisted, driven by the desire to make things right. Tammy, now bedridden and struggling with her health, had plenty of time to reflect on her life. She thought about the choices she had made and the consequences that followed. Regret consumed her, and she wished she could turn back time to undo her mistakes. In a moment of clarity, Tammy decided to write a letter to Jeffrey, pouring out her heart and acknowledging her wrongdoings. She apologized for the pain she had caused and expressed her hope that he had found happiness. It was a small act, but it brought her a measure of peace. Jeffrey received Tammy's letter and read it with a mixture of emotions. The pain of the past resurfaced, but he also felt a sense of closure. He decided to respond, not out of obligation, but to offer her the same forgiveness he had extended to himself. In his letter, Jeffrey expressed his hope that Tammy would find healing and peace. He emphasized the importance of learning from one's mistakes and moving forward. It was a compassionate and heartfelt message that provided Tammy with a glimmer of hope in her darkest days. With his family's support, Scott began to rebuild his life. He found a new job and worked hard to restore his professional reputation. His dedication and honesty earned him the respect of his colleagues, and he slowly regained his footing. Scott's relationship with his children improved significantly. He became an active and present father, making up for lost time and creating new memories. His journey was a testament to the power of redemption and the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions. As the years went by, Jeffrey continued to thrive. He and his wife built a beautiful life together, filled with love, laughter, and shared adventures. They traveled the world, exploring new cultures and creating lasting memories. Jeffrey's legacy extended beyond his personal and professional achievements. He left a lasting impact on those who knew him, inspiring others to overcome adversity and build a better future. His story was a reminder that even in the face of betrayal and heartbreak, one could find happiness and fulfillment. Tammy, now in a care facility, spent her days reflecting on her life. The pain of her past choices lingered, but Jeffrey's letter had given her a sense of closure. She found solace in the fact that he had forgiven her and moved on to a better life. Scott, having rebuilt his relationship with his family, continued to grow and evolve. His journey was ongoing, but he faced the future with optimism and determination. He had learned valuable lessons and was committed to being a better person. Jeffrey and his wife looked forward to the future with excitement and hope. They continued their philanthropic efforts, helping to make the world a better place. Their love for each other remained strong, a beacon of light in a world that could often be dark. As they stood together, hand in hand, they knew that they had overcome incredible challenges. Their story was one of resilience, love, and the power of second chances. They were ready to face whatever came next, confident in their ability to navigate life's twists and turns. Jeffrey and his wife's bond grew stronger with each passing day. They celebrated their milestones together, from anniversaries to professional achievements. Their life was a testament to the power of love and the importance of standing by each other through thick and thin. They often shared their story with friends and family, offering hope and inspiration to those facing similar challenges. Their home was filled with laughter, joy, and a sense of peace that came from knowing they had overcome their past and built a bright future together. Jeffrey and his wife continued to embark on new adventures, always looking for ways to enrich their lives and the lives of those around them. They traveled to new destinations, explored new hobbies, and cherished every moment they spent together. Their journey was far from over, but they faced the future with optimism and excitement. They knew that, together, they could overcome any obstacle and create a life filled with love, happiness, and fulfillment. In their twilight years, Jeffrey and his wife reflected on their incredible journey. They had faced betrayal, heartache, and challenges, but they had also found love, happiness, and a sense of purpose. Their life was a testament to the power of resilience and the beauty of second chances. As they sat together, surrounded by their loved ones, they felt a deep sense of gratitude. They had lived a life filled with love, joy, and meaningful connections. Their story was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one could find happiness and build a fulfilling life. In their golden years, Jeffrey and his wife decided to slow down and enjoy the simpler pleasures of life. They moved to a picturesque town by the sea, where they spent their days walking along the beach, enjoying the ocean breeze, and savoring the tranquility they had earned. Their new home became a haven for friends and family. They hosted gatherings filled with laughter, storytelling, and delicious meals. Jeffrey's grandchildren loved visiting, listening to tales of their grandfather's adventures, and learning life lessons from his experiences. Jeffrey's success and wisdom attracted many seeking guidance. He began mentoring young entrepreneurs, sharing insights from his career and personal life. His mentorship program became renowned for its emphasis on integrity, resilience, and ethical business practices. One of his ments, a young woman named Emily, stood out. She reminded Jeffrey of himself in his early years, driven, passionate, and eager to make a difference. Under Jeffrey's guidance, Emily's business flourished, and she became a close family friend, often joining Jeffrey and his wife for dinners and family events. Tammy's health continued to decline. Her disease progressed, leaving her bedridden and dependent on caregivers. She spent her days in a state of reflection and regret, often thinking about the choices that led her to this point. The facility where she stayed provided the care she needed, but she felt the loneliness deeply. One afternoon, she received an unexpected visitor, Scott. He had heard about her condition and decided to visit. Their conversation was filled with awkward silences, but eventually, they spoke about their shared past and the mistakes they made. "I'm sorry for everything, Tammy," Scott said, his voice filled with genuine remorse. Tammy, weakened and frail, responded softly, "I'm sorry too, Scott. We made a mess of things, didn't we?" Scott continued his journey of redemption, dedicating himself to community service and helping others avoid the mistakes he had made. He volunteered at local shelters, mentored troubled youth, and spoke at rehabilitation centers, sharing his story of downfall and recovery. His relationship with his children grew stronger, and they began to see him not just as a father, but as a role model. Scott's efforts to rebuild his life were recognized by the community, and he became a symbol of resilience and transformation. One sunny afternoon, Jeffrey and his wife received an unexpected visitor at their seaside home, Scott. They hadn't seen each other in years, and the reunion was filled with mixed emotions. Scott had come to apologize once more and to express his gratitude for the lessons he had learned through his hardships. "Thank you, Jeffrey," Scott said, tears welling up in his eyes. Your strength and forgiveness saved me. Jeffrey nodded, feeling a sense of closure. We've all come a long way, Scott. I'm glad you found your path. Jeffrey and his wife's love story became a beacon of hope for many. They were often invited to speak at events about overcoming adversity and the power of second chances. Their story inspired books and articles, spreading their message of resilience far and wide. Their grandchildren cherished the stories of their grandparents' journey, learning valuable lessons about love, trust, and forgiveness. Jeffrey and his wife's legacy was one of strength, compassion, and enduring love. On their 25th wedding anniversary, Jeffrey and his wife threw a grand celebration. Friends and family gathered to honor their journey, sharing memories and expressing their admiration. Scott attended, along with his children, marking a significant moment of reconciliation and unity. The event was filled with laughter, dancing, and heartfelt toasts. Jeffrey stood up to address the guests, his voice filled with emotion. Life has a way of testing us, he began. But with love, resilience, and the support of those we care about, we can overcome anything. Thank you all for being a part of our journey. As the years went by, Jeffrey and his wife continued to live their lives to the fullest. They traveled, explored new hobbies, and cherished the time they had together. Their love remained strong, a testament to their unwavering commitment to each other. One peaceful evening, Jeffrey passed away in his sleep, leaving behind a legacy of love and resilience. His wife, heartbroken but grateful for the years they had shared, carried on, surrounded by the love of their family and friends. Jeffrey's funeral was a celebration of his life. Friends, family, and colleagues gathered to honor his memory, sharing stories of his kindness, wisdom, and strength. Emily, his mentee, delivered a touching eulogy, expressing how Jeffrey had changed her life. Jeffrey taught me that no matter how dark things get, there is always a way to find light, she said. His legacy will continue to inspire us all. Jeffrey's wife continued their philanthropic work, ensuring that his legacy lived on. She established a foundation in his name, dedicated to supporting entrepreneurs, helping those in need, and promoting the values Jeffrey held dear. The foundation flourished, touching countless lives and making a lasting impact. Jeffrey's grandchildren, inspired by their grandfather's story, became actively involved, ensuring that his legacy of love, resilience, and integrity would continue for generations to come. In her final years, Jeffrey's wife often reflected on their incredible journey. She cherished the memories they had created and the love they had shared. Surrounded by family and friends, she found peace knowing that their story had made a difference in the world. She often told their story to her grandchildren, emphasizing the importance of love, forgiveness, and resilience. Their home was filled with photos, mementos, and reminders of a life well lived and a love that had endured the test of time. Jeffrey and his wife's grandchildren carried on their legacy, living by the values they had been taught. They pursued their dreams with passion, integrity, and a commitment to helping others. Inspired by their grandparents, they made their mark on the world, each in their unique way. The foundation continued to thrive, supporting numerous initiatives and making a positive impact on communities worldwide. Jeffrey's story became a cornerstone of the foundation's mission, reminding everyone of the power of resilience and the importance of second chances. Years later, Jeffrey's story was still being told, inspiring new generations. His journey from betrayal and heartbreak to love and success resonated with many, offering hope and encouragement. His legacy was one of love, resilience, and the enduring power of forgiveness. As the world continued to change, the values Jeffrey had lived by remained timeless. His story was a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the transformative power of love. On the anniversary of Jeffrey's passing, his family and friends gathered for a special tribute. They shared stories, laughed, cried, and honored the incredible life he had lived. His wife, now elderly but still vibrant, spoke about their journey together. Jeffrey taught me that love is the most powerful force in the world, she said, her voice filled with emotion. He showed me that no matter what challenges we face, we can overcome them with love, resilience, and the support of those we care about. Jeffrey's life and legacy continued to inspire, touching the hearts of many. His story was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one could find happiness and fulfillment. His journey was a beacon of hope, encouraging others to persevere and believe in the power of love and second chances. As his family carried on his work, they felt his presence in everything they did. Jeffrey's spirit lived on through the foundation, through the lives he had touched, and through the love and values he had instilled in his family. Jeffrey and his wife's love story became a timeless tale, passed down through generations. It was a story of resilience, redemption, and the enduring power of love. Their journey was a testament to the fact that even in the darkest times, love could light the way and create a path to a brighter future. Their legacy of love, integrity, and resilience continued to inspire, reminding everyone that no matter what challenges they faced, they could overcome them and build a life filled with love and fulfillment.